Hey everyone, this is your OG, and this is another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. We are here at Temporal Vortex. This is the wildfire team that got me over 100 million. Let's see where I am a week after that. All right, kicking up. Flora's over 300,000 damage per second. And Caspar, which is really nice to see, is up over 150 and now 180,000 per second. So that's a really good damage milestone for him to be doing. Eric is around 75,000 damage per second, and Felicity is about 35 to 40,000 damage per second. Chrysos is just keeping everyone healed. He has high enlightenment, high HP, and he is working to keep the team healed as fast as he can, keeping those shields up. So now you see Caspar is over 200,000 per second, so that's good. We'd like to see him up over 200,000, and ideally Flora should be getting up over 400,000, 500,000, somewhere in there at times. Yeah, she'll shoot up. We are over 100 million, so there was our 100 million milestone from before. We just did it inside of 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes right there. We're now over 100 million. So that just shows you how much a week can change when you're building and tinkering and working with the team, as I was, trying to understand all these different stats and what does what. So with Flora, obviously she does derivative damage, so you want to have enlightenment, and you want to have attack. She can't crit on that derivative damage, so I don't believe you want any crit or crit damage. I don't think it matters. I think you just want a lot of enlightenment. So this run has her with a ton of enlightenment. You see her over 500,000 damage per second and as much attack as I can also get on her. And then focusing on skill haste and attack speed wherever I can find it on the runes. That was the focus, to get her to take as many turns and to go as fast as possible. So this has kind of been the new focus, is on trying to not just build as much attack, but look at their kits and say, okay, do they crit? Can they crit? Okay, let's build them with crit and crit damage, crit cap them and then build them with crit damage, as well as attack. So we was really trying to min max on this team and see what I could do. So you see us now 270 million at the halfway point. That is not bad compared to 100 million when we were just squeaking over in the last time we put out a video. So the team is doing pretty well right now, over the halfway point at 300 million. And everybody's hanging in, hanging tight. Team is looking solid. Damage output is really, really good. We're at almost 800,000 per second damage. So that's pretty crazy. I'm pretty happy with what we've managed to get up to at this point. A lot of tinkering. If we can get over we lost 2. There we go. At 340, we lost 2. How far can the Caspar, Felicity, Chrysos trio do? How long can they take us? Because they don't die right away. They're pretty. Oh, wow. Chrysos died already. 350 million? 350 million. That's not a bad stop off point. Not a bad video to be able to capture. And I won't wrap it up right there. We'll show you their builds and everything like that. So you can see Flora's doing 55% of our damage. Caspar is doing about 29%. Felicity's not doing as much, but she's the fuel. And then about 8% from Eric as well. So let's go to redeploy, manage, and here is the team. So Flora has her artifact on. She is in a 3-piece set for attack and enlightenment. So I'm trying to boost both. Attack is pretty high on that one, but it also has enlightenment. We have attack and enlightenment, attack and enlightenment. And then here, this is the one that the death record, which gives them derivative damage for 20% up. So I made sure that one, and I used the enlightenment instead of the attack percentage one. We've been kind of swapping back and forth between these two, but this time we went with the enlightenment. We didn't really need crit damage. From what I understand, you can't crit on a derivative damage, but from what I understand, but maybe she can. So she has a bunch of crit damage, not because we meant to, just because it's, I don't know. How did she get so much crit damage? She has a lot of crit damage somehow. And I don't know where it is because there's not really that much crit damage. But yeah. So she's got enlightenment there and enlightenment here. So that was really, I don't really know where all that crit damage is coming from. That's funny. And then Caspar has this one is our newest artifact. So he's wearing that for crit damage, adding damage bonus. He's got this to help with the everyone from this ally from the same school increases this wearer's attack. So that's what's, I think, pumping him up a little bit. Plus this got 37, 47, almost 5,000, almost 5K attack. So that's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. This is another good attack piece. Almost wonder if we could get him into something comparable. Ooh, I might do it. I did it. And then attack. Crit, we try to get him as close to crit capped as possible. He's at 76%, and then 200% crit damage. So I think that's where the majority of his and we got him for enlightenment. So he's why did we do that? Enlightenment. Crit damage. Skill. All right, we're gonna save that and try it. But these are the little additions and things we work on. And we will also come down here and look for something with crit damage as well. But this was what they were wearing. This is what he was wearing was attack. He was just a little low on his damage output. And so I think I would switch him to something with crit damage instead. Maybe even this plan. But this was the team. Chrysos was wearing his high enlightenment. So he took Elminster's artifact. We had the Tundra Guardian helmet. So we had HP and accuracy. And then we had lifesteal with even attack on that, but accuracy on this one. He's got 100K HP. So we were building his accuracy and using lifesteal to keep him alive. It's a little riskier. But it seems to be working well enough. And then we picked up some HP here and some HP here. Felicity is mostly an accuracy. She's got 316 accuracy because she's bringing the defense penalty every time. So she actually should probably have more enlightenment. Let's see if we can just add some enlightenment. Mhm. 26. Okay. I like that. All right. We'll save these things. And I'll even run one more before we call it a day and see if it helped us or hurt us. Because tinkering is always sometimes setting you forward, sometimes setting you back. You're just trying things and seeing, okay, does this do what I think it does? Will being crit capped and having high crit damage mean more than having high attack or more than high enlightenment? Um, these are the sort of things I'm testing and starting to learn about the teams, and that's what's allowing the growth in the team's damage output, from only 100,000 about a week ago to now being over 300 or 100,000, 100 million to being now over 300 million just a week later. So that's what I'm doing. I'm learning. I'm also sometimes stepping back off of mythical gear and going back to the legendary gear to getting the 3 set bonuses. Some of them are more powerful for damage output than the mythicals are. So I'm weighing the benefits and cost benefit analysis between some of the mythical pieces versus some of the legendary sets. And you're seeing kind of the end result of this tinkering. So here we are at 135 million, a little over 2.5 minutes in. About 3 minutes in, 150 million. That's not bad. 50 million a minute is a pretty good pace. I'm happy with that pace. Flora is over 500,000 a second damage. Caspar is over 235,000 a second damage. Eric's a little low. He's at 67. I'd like to see him between 75. I'd love to see him over 100,000. That ideally would be where I'd like him to be. Felicity's a little low too. She's only at about 45,000. I'd like her to be up over 100,000 as well. But I'm tinkering with how to make that work best, as well as to fuel the true damage dealer, which is Flora. She does usually about half the damage, or almost 200 million in a run like this, or something like that. So we are coming up on the halfway point. The team is at 240 million with 30 seconds to go. Looks like over 250. Yep, over 250 before halfway is not bad, but don't know that Eric or Flora will survive much farther than the halfway point. So we will see if our tweaks helped with that. 275. Oh, we're looking fairly healthy. That's better than I would have expected. Both Flora and Eric are a little vulnerable. We'll just see if the heals come in time. So far they are, and they're sufficient. And we are over 300 million, so that is good. The longer they stay alive, no, there it goes. Okay, at 4 minutes left, 6 minutes in, we lose Flora, 310 million. So we still have Caspar doing some pretty good damage. So we're doing about 330,000 or so damage per second right now as these 4 are kicking it. And we'll see how far we can ride this before Chrysos bites the bullet, and then the team falls apart very rapidly after that. Oh, there it is. 3 minutes to go, and it's done. Boy, I called that. 326 million, though, not shabby. Trying to get to 350 million. No noticeable changes there. But there you are. That was our 428,000 per second, 226,000 per second, 47,000 per second, and 66. So these are a little lower than I would have liked. And even she was a little lower. But we are learning from every repetition and iterating and improving. That's what we've been doing since the beginning. So thanks for stopping in and watching this with us. Take care of yourself, and remember, play smarter.